Afternoon, everyone. I have a couple questions to ask. Have you ever worked in the medical field? How many of you all know someone that works in the medical field? The world today is very chaotic, so nursing is always needed everywhere, anywhere. I myself have been in the medical field for about 4 years, going on 5 years now. I plan to learn more and exceed my career in the medical field. I'm currently in the process of becoming a nurse. Working in the medical field has great opportunities such as job security and continuous education, but there are also downsides. So, if you don't mind, grab a pen and a notebook. The Notes app on your cellular device is fine, whichever you prefer. And we're thoroughly going to go over working in the medical field. And we're also going to speak on the downsides about working in the medical field. First, I'm going to talk about the measures you take to get into the medical field. Next, I'm going to talk about how the medical field grants opportunities and how there's open doors and how you elevate. And lastly, we're going to talk about the downsides, which is less talked about, but it's very important to know this. So, first, there are many jobs in the medical field. There are many different positions when considering working in the medical field. The higher up positions consider a lot of schooling. Opening positions, they vary depending on what position you're looking for. The pay range varies also. People are depending on us all over for the medical students or medical people, and you have to continue to do that. The industry expects to add millions of jobs within the next 5 to 7 years. So there's going to be many jobs, many opportunities, many open doors for you to consider. Also, with being in the medical field, you get continuous education. Elevation within companies. You can work for a company after so long, they'll move you up. You've been there so long, you move up your position. Also, working in companies, they will pay for you to go to school to get higher education or get another certificate or certification. They actually love people that move up in the company. The longer you be there, the more work you put in, you elevate. Also, another thing about working in the medical field, some jobs only require just certifications. So you can just be certified to do certain things without having to go to school. Like I said earlier, the higher up the position, the longer you are in school. A lot of medical certification programs, the prices ranges from anywhere between 1,500 to 10,000, depending on the institution and the certification. Also, becoming a nurse consists of completing an accredited nursing program. You have to pass the NCLEX. Also, you have to receive your license, and then you're in the nursing program. You can continue your education. You can go back to school and get a higher education. That's totally up to you. Also, becoming a doctor consists of earning a bachelor's degree, medical school, complete a residency program. Completing a fellowship is optional, but they definitely recommend it if you're down to do that. It's optional though, so no stress. Now we're going to talk about the downsides of working in the medical field. Okay. Careers in the medical field can become very, very stressful. I mean, for one, you can become stressed with the hours of work. The medical field is currently short-staffed, so you can be scheduled an 8-hour shift, a 12-hour shift. They may ask you to work a double 16-hour shift. That can become very stressful. You're ready to go home. You're tired. You're hungry. But it is optional in most situations. Some jobs might require it, but it's definitely optional in most situations. You also get intensely stressed and emotional caring for the others, the sick. You're attached to a patient, they pass away, you have to pack up their room, you have to send them off. It just becomes very emotional. There's also ways where you're working in the medical field and you can become sick, and that's not good. So you have to make sure you're washing your hands, you're doing the correct prepping, you have on your mask, anything that's needed for that patient, that routine, make sure it's done. Working in the medical field is very risky because there's ongoing hazardous sicknesses, illnesses working around, and you have to make sure that you're doing the correct protocol to not get sick. Also, the exposure to the human death and suffering, and it's just very stressful. It's very a lot. The medical field is always growing. The medical field was the nation's largest employer in 2020. I'm not sure if you know that, but that was wrote in by an article by Maryville University. The median annual wage for healthcare salary was $74,040 in May of 2021. That was also written by Maryville University. They also stated that some people pay more, but just for 2021, that was the top paying rate. Another statement from Maryville states that healthcare continues education. The healthcare is expanding rapidly. Employment is supposed to grow 16%, adding 2.6 million of jobs, which was stated by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And people with a range of educational backgrounds can find work in healthcare. In conclusion, when you're thinking about working in the medical field, make sure you know all the pros, make sure you know the cons, make sure you know what you're dealing with, make sure you know everything about that position, that company, what's going to transpire. We went over the measures, the opportunities, and the downsides of working in the medical field. So the next time you see someone working in the medical field, thank them, let them know that you appreciate them and everything that they do. Tell them you understand how hard it can be and you're there for them. Thank you.